Be a man of order. It's a great day to be here on I Got Next with the Sunday best bets. We did a great job yesterday. We were like this close to just retiring. Um, we just about had like 50 units in a day, but it's been a pretty good week, AG, and we don't want to give it all back, but we got a couple of little plays to have fun with, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, this day is going to be a little bit different than the Sunday show usually is because usually, we want to make some money on Sunday, right? We've made
And
money
there's a lot
already
more
this week.
games usually on Sunday too.
That's true too, because
Yeah.
we don't have the Saturday games. That's a good point also. But
hmm
the more important point to make there is that we're up 17 units from Thursday and Saturday, so we're heading into Sunday with 17 units of profit in our bank. You're $100 better. You're up 1,700 going into Sunday before NFL Sunday even starts, and that's on NFL bets. We're not counting the NBA heater that I hit during the week. We're not even counting that one. That was another
hmm
5 units if we want to add that to the list, but we're talking just NFL. So I'm going to go easy today, man. This is a lesson on not giving the books your money back, man. Let's take this bread and let's make a little more. We're going to risk a little bit. We're going to have some fun. It's NFL Sunday. We know what you guys are here for. I just want
Right.
everybody to know that, I'm not going to come out here with 10 straight plays and 5 parlays today. We're going to throw a
hmm
couple lays down, try to add to these 17 units that we've made already this week. But we're not going too crazy. We're not going to give the books their money back, making some stupid plays, chasing more money. We don't need more. This is a great week already. We're up to about 60, 61 units on the season since week 7 when we started officially tracking. So, yeah, no need to go super, super crazy in this game. But, yeah, we can
61
get into it
units.
whenever you're ready.
61 units of profit, people. Profit. All right. That's not just 61 units bet. It's not just 61 units returned on 175 units bet. This is 61 units of profit. So let's get into it. Let's go straight to the FanDuel book here. What we got? Oh shoot, I gotta hang on. I didn't even share the screen. My bad. That's my bad, y'all. So AG, we had a couple of plays yesterday that were like we were like a yard or maybe a touchdown away. And I know a touchdown's a lot, but man, when you look at how much was on the line for some of this stuff, it was crazy. Oh, so our dog just said he won $20 on Messi scoring first. It's burning a hole in his pocket. He's ready to throw it down on something. All right, let's
Let's
not give it
go,
all back.
boy.
Let's not give it all back, but we can bet 10 of that 20 and let you keep half your money, and
Yeah.
and we can put the rest of it on some of these crazy
Yeah,
parlays that we think are pretty good.
I had $100 on Argentina before the World Cup started, so I'm pretty happy right now as well. Our dog, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told a couple people to take him for the first goal score. I didn't take it myself, but a couple people made money that I work with, so I'm happy about that too.
There you go. All right, so what
Yo, Chad, I fucked up. Before you get mad at me later, I fucked up. I didn't put the thumbnail on this.
I see
Sorry that you
that.
took your time to make that.
Yeah.
But
It's all right.
I can't add it in while we're live. I don't know if I
It's
can
all
do
right.
it after.
We,
But
I'll
I'm just
I'll
letting
see
you
if I
know
can
all your
I'll see
hard
if I
work
can
was
do it for you.
appreciated,
I can
and
see
I
can
couldn't
see if I
figure
can
it
do
out
it.
right now. So we're just rocking with the banner. But the banner does let people know that we're up 60 units on the season since week 7. So whatever. Um,
Facts.
but yeah, what's this first game here? Falcons Saints. Let's go to the next one. I got a funny story about that while you're trying to fix that though, real quick.
Yeah.
So on Friday night, one of the regulars at my bar, he's in a suicide pool. It's down to him and one other guy in his suicide
Mm,
pool. And he asked me,
mm,
he said, I'm already leaning Vikings, but if you had to choose between the Vikings over the Colts or the Saints over the Falcons, what would you choose? And I said, you got to go Vikings, man. I can't trust the Saints or the Falcons against anybody, let alone against each other. Like, I don't know how to call that. You know
right.
what I mean? Let's go Vikings. So, needless to say, I felt bad, really bad for like 2 hours of yesterday when it was 33-0 Colts up.
Right.
But they got it done for him. So I wonder if the other guy's still alive or if he's playing it today. But
Right.
yeah, we'll see. But they got it done for him, so that was lit. But yeah, I got nothing going on in this Saints Falcons game because I don't know. Do you have anything in that, Chad? Like, what do we even
No, I mean,
think? I didn't even look
I
at the lines, man. I don't even want to know what the numbers
yeah.
are.
So I mean, the Saints are playing at home. I like the Saints at home. over the Falcons, but I think this is going to be a tight game. The spread's like 4. What are we at? Is it 3.5, 4.5 now? I don't know about that. Like this, I've seen these games between these two teams too many times, and I just see this being like a field goal at the horn kind of game. Could be wrong, but I'm staying away from either side in this thing because neither one of these teams really playing for much. I know that we have the mirage of winning the division title over the Buccaneers. I don't see that happening. I see Brady and Tampa Bay finding a way to still they're still ahead of everybody else. They have a 3-1 division record, so you've got to come and get them. The last few weeks of the season, now that they've gone to this weighted schedule to where everything at the end of the season is all division games, makes it a little more challenging for Tampa Bay to get it done. But it also kind of it sort of solidifies things for them that all they have to do is go out there and take care of business in the division those last 3 weeks, and they're good because they're already a game ahead of everybody. Right. So it gives the Falcons and the Saints some opportunity to gain ground. I just don't see it happening. So this one,
I was gonna say that's been tough for them though. The whole Bucks, as long as they just do their thing, that's the tricky part for them right now.
That is it is the tricky part. But no, I think that they're in a tough spot. The Saints are to blow this one open, but we'll see. I'm staying away from it. I don't like betting on this one at all, and I don't really like a whole lot in that game.
Off it, man.
To be honest, I'm off it completely. So let's go to this Lions Jets game because I know you got something in this one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good game, in my opinion. This is one of my favorites on the board, especially just, if you like playing player props, it depends. It's if you think the Lions are going to be able to do stuff against this Jets defense, which I do, then this is a favorable game in terms of props and everything. What are you thinking though? I mean, I got the Lions straight up, for sure. I just think the Jets. I like the Lions when Mike White was the starter. I love the Lions now that Zach Wilson is the starter. It makes me feel that much more confident in taking the Lions. So I'm definitely rocking with the Lions here in this game. I don't trust Zach Wilson to move the ball. When it was Mike White, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be high scoring. Both teams are going to move the ball. This is going to be like same game parlay heaven for people. But with Zach Wilson in, that kind of takes half the field away. So I got Zonovan Knight involved in a parlay with his rushing yards toned down a little bit. I got him on Ross St. Brown. I got a couple flyers. I got one flyer parlay where I use this game for a couple of the legs that we'll get to later in the show. But yeah, I mean, I think that here's the problem, right? The Jets, they struggle in the red zone defensively and offensively. That's one of their only weaknesses defensively. Now, what do the Lions do best in the NFL? Number one out of all 32 teams, red zone offensive touchdown percentage.
4 touchdowns.
They're just going to score too many points for the Jets to keep up, especially now that it's Zach Wilson starting. So one thing I didn't think about is we got Zach Wilson back. We can go back to old reliable and take all the unders, but it's the Lions defense. So I don't really want to do that. Maybe wait till next week if he gets another start. If Mike White can't go again, then that'll be.
I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised. I know they're playing in Jersey, but like I don't understand why the Jets are favored in this game. As hot as the Lions are right now, and as poorly as the Jets have been playing lately, and as poorly as they have played with Zach Wilson in the lineup, I don't get it. But here we are. So, what do you have with this Zonovan Knight play? While we're in here, let's go ahead and take a gander at it.
Oh, I toned him down to 40 yards.
Okay, it's in a part of a bigger parlay.
Some other stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not giving the books the money back today. We're not just gonna throw out 10 straights today, man. We're up 17 units already for this week. Like, let's just play a couple parlays and make shit shake and see if we can add to the 17. But worst case, we're not gonna lose the 17. We're not gonna lose anywhere close to that.
Right.
We're gonna be super profitable at the end of week 15. And we're up 60 units. The spiel. I'm not going too crazy with big plays today.
Yeah. So one of the games that's part of our parlay that we have, that's that little personal teaser that you made is this game with the Chiefs and the Texans. Now I will say in our early lines show, you took an L yesterday and I got the W. So I am this close to catching you now. And this game is on that list. I have the Texans plus the 14.5 from back on Monday or Tuesday, whenever that was. And then we added this as a we added 3 points to this to give us a little bit more breathing room for
Yeah,
this.
so we're getting
this little
17 and a half
teaser,
on the Texans in our teaser.
right?
Yeah,
So,
like that's still alive. So like I said, yeah, that's the thing. We're up 17 units already. We got this 5.7 unit teaser still alive going into Sunday. So we're just banking on these last 4 games. So no need to really make a teaser here because we got one live.
right.
And then why give the money back to the books by just chasing stuff? And this slate is like, yeah, you said there's less Sunday games than usual, and some of these games are disgusting. Like if
Yeah.
you're taking
This is one
anything
of
in
them.
the Cardinals Broncos game, man, have fun, but I'm not saying a word about that game. I got nothing for you.
Yeah, it's ugly. There's quite a few like that, and that one I don't even like the under in that game as much as I should, because you got 2 backup quarterbacks. You got Colt McCoy and Brett Rippon like going head to head. I think it's disgusting, but I can't take the under either because it's so low. Like I could see a couple of defensive touchdowns pushing that thing over the over, and it could get crazy. So in this Chiefs Texans game, your go-tos are always going to be the stuff that's already juiced up, because the Chiefs are so unpredictable outside of Travis Kelce that Travis Kelce is the only thing that's really reliable, and it's so juiced up it's not worth the money. So I usually
and there's
generally
like
stay
literally
away from
nothing
this
else
stuff.
there's literally
Right.
nothing else to bet in this game. There's 3
Yeah.
props up.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like look through
Oh,
it.
is it really?
There's
Is it that
3
bad? I don't
props.
feel like looking through it. let's
I'm telling you,
move
bro.
on.
It's Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce, and Isaiah Pacheco. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, so this game here is kind of interesting.
Disgusting.
So what you have here is you have 2 quarterbacks who left their schools to go somewhere else. Justin Fields left Georgia, went to Ohio State, and excelled there. Jalen Hurts left Alabama, went to Oklahoma, and starred there. They're both leading their respective NFL franchises. Jalen Hurts having much more success at the NFL level than Justin Fields, but Justin Fields is starting to put things together lately, and we've seen this Eagles team. They're kind of having these little fits and starts where they run away from teams, and then they'll play down to their competition sometimes. And I can see this one as a very nice little trap set for them. That 8.5 point spread. I think it started off at 7, or what was it? No, it was 9. It was 9. My bad. Yeah, it was 9. 9 points earlier in the week. I kind of like the Bears to cover this, but I don't like much else outside of like Miles Sanders, AJ Brown, like some of those big stud guys, and then maybe some. We could go back to the Justin Fields rushing yards or rushing attempts. Well, but none of that stuff do I like enough to actually throw down any scratch on it outside of a parlay, like we talked about. You got anything here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple plays here to look for. I definitely think that it is a bit high of a spread for the Eagles. Real quick, shout out to Cassius Cam in the chat. He's out here. What up, bro?
For sure.
And shout out to my boy Sean Sweeney. That's the homie Swank Soul. I think this is too high of a spread for the Eagles. So if I had to pick a side, I would go Bears on this. I think there's going to be a lot of points, though. I think it's going to be a back and forth type of game.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that concerns me in terms of the Bears side of things is they love to run the ball, obviously. That was the Eagles' biggest weakness. That was the weak point that you can attack as the other team. But recently, with some guys off the street, they've been able to improve that just a little bit. Now, obviously, the Bears are going to attack it way more than any of the other teams that they've played. The Bears run the ball the most in the NFL. So there's 2 ways to look at that. But the other thing is the Bears suck at stopping the run too. And the Eagles will be perfectly fine with just running this ball all day long, in my opinion. Yeah. I think Miles Sanders has another huge game. I mean, it's hard. It's a tough ask for him to do it 2 weeks in a row. But, man, it can happen. So I'm going to give one play now. We'll get into the last play, or the last leg of this play a little later on. So I won't go into too much detail with that. But we're going to ride Miles Sanders for 2 touchdowns here. I know he just did it. He's going to do it again, though. The Bears are 31st or 30th. They're bottom 5 in terms of rushing touchdown percentage allowed. This is how you score against the Bears, and this is how the Eagles want to score. This is how they've been doing it all season. The only concern, obviously, it could be Gainwell, Boston Scott, Jalen Hurts. So we're going to round robin this, because if Miles Sanders is the one leg that kills us, we can still make some money. It's going to be 3 legs by the end of it, and we're going to round robin. So we got Miles Sanders for 2. And then we're going to go to Jamal Williams for 2 as well. So we talked about already when we talked about the Jets-Lions game, we talked about how the Jets, they struggle. They're 20th in red zone touchdown percentage defensively. That's the bread and butter. When the Lions get down there, they're outstanding, number 1 in the league. And what better guy to go for 2 touchdowns than Jamal Williams for this Lions team? That's who they give the ball to in those red zone spots. All of his touchdown runs are 1-yard runs. I'm cool with that. Give me the ball on the goal line. Give me Jamal Williams on the goal line 2 times. We'll get it done.
We're already up to plus 4660 on that.
If you want to play just those 2, go ahead. But I'm throwing a flyer out there as well. Shout out to Chad. He picked this one. I said, I got my 2 guys that I really love. What's yours? What are we thinking? I thought about Derrick Henry. Chad said, I got Derrick Henry in a better play later on that we're going to get to when we get to those night games, or not night games, the afternoon games. But here we're going for 2 touchdowns from Kevin Harris, the star of Monday Night Football last week.
That's right.
Ramondre Stevenson banged up still. It scared me off Ramondre Stevenson, and I think Belichick saw how that spark he got when he had Kevin Harris there in the game. Damian Harris is still out, so it's Ramondre Stevenson or Kevin Harris. Now, do you want Stevenson taking a fuck ton of carries right now? No. If you can avoid it, you give the ball to Kevin Harris a few times as well. If he breaks 2, I mean, this just juices it up. We're trying to make some bank today. We're already up, so the way that
Belichick is handling these running backs here now that Harris is in the lineup is very much out of the Belichick playbook. If you go back and look, he had that stretch of time where it was James White as that receiving back, and then Brandon Bolden or Stephen Ridley or some of these other guys as that pound it down your throat, the guy who got the carries. So Ramondre Stevenson, you go back and look at last week, we actually had Stevenson as one of our guys who we had some rushing yards plays on. He only got like 5 carries the whole game, and it was all Kevin Harris because I think Stevenson
he was hurt.
Kind of moved. Well, right, but when he was on the field, the way he was getting the ball was through the passing game. He was getting these little dump offs, getting screen plays and some designed passing plays out of the backfield. So I think even healthy, Belichick may be looking at this like this is the way to handle this 1-2 punch. And so I'm riding with. And the other thing is too, Kevin Harris. This is just 2 touchdowns. It doesn't have to come through the rushing game or anything like that. This can be, even if he picks up a reception or 2 in the red zone, this could hit. So we're like AG said, we're round robining this. So if you put this, you go down and do it by 2s. You put a quarter of a unit on each of these. You're looking at 32 units if they all hit.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go. You put a quarter on those? Yeah, no, I'm gonna go.
Or you doing a 1/10 of a unit?
I'm gonna go with 12th on the regular, and then what was it? Hold on, I sent you it. My bad.
My bad. Yes, yeah. All right.
No, you're good. I forgot what it was. I know I sent it to you. That's why I'm going to check there. Oh yeah. I'm only gonna spend a half unit on this one because we're doing a flyer here.
Total?
So yeah, we're going 0.14 on the regular to win 39 units. Straight up. No, that's on the straight up one.
Okay, on the parlay.
And then on the 2x3, we're gonna do 0.12 for each. So that gets us to a half unit with the potential to win 55 if these guys hit. Now, if only 2 of them hit, we're still up 15 units on a half unit spend. Like I said, man, this is the day about not giving the money back. So if you guys weren't with us Thursday and yesterday, I'm sorry, but you should have been here and you should have been cashing out. Join us now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave us some comments if you like the picks. I could go giving out shit all day long, but if it all goes wrong and we give all the money back, then we don't have profits to show for this week. So, we're being safe here.
I was in Mississippi Thursday, and I couldn't, because I can only bet in Louisiana. I could not bet any of that stuff, and I'm just sitting here watching. It was like watching
You could have found a bookie at the local sports bar.
To take a bunch of parlays, like, come on,
like the good old days.
Right, listen, man, I need to. All right, so I want this many units on this guy to score a touchdown. This guy to score a touchdown. Like, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
We didn't do that on Thursday night.
Anyway, so I was tempted to drive across the border, for like an hour just to drop the bets on, but
Yeah,
it
right.
did. It felt like I was watching a party through a glass window. I could see everything, but I couldn't join the
It was a
party.
good time. It was a good time.
I bet it was. It
How you
looked like
gonna
y'all
hate
had a
from
great
outside of the
time.
club? Can't even get in.
Oh
Um,
shoot! I hate you, man. I hate you.
yeah. What other game are we on? Because that's I like that. I mean, Kevin Harris, he
Clear
just
that
needs
one
to
out.
get the opportunities. He gets the opportunities, we're good. But that
Yeah.
might be the one that doesn't hit. That's why we're round robin, and
Mhm.
we're taking a
Mhm.
chance on that. We're taking a chance on the fact that Stevenson might just get hurt again and not be able to return. Same type of thing that happened last week. So,
Mhm.
I know he's still banged up. There's a reason FanDuel doesn't give us any lines for this game because everyone's banged up. They don't know who's playing yet. So we have to wait that out anyway. Might as well just go with the touchdown play because there's nothing else
Yeah.
to play there because they don't have any lines up. So
So we skipped over a couple of games here. We can get back to those in a minute. But while we're down here in this Titans, Chargers, Bengals, Bucks territory, I'm going to drop something. It's my turn. I'm going to cut in, and I'm going to take over here for a second. And I'm going to drop this play that I have. So you may criticize this, saying, "Oh, that's easy pickings. You're going back to the well." Yes, I am, and I don't care. Deal with it, because this is where we're going. We're going Derrick Henry for 70 yards and a touchdown. We're going to ladder this play. This is going to be an interesting one for you to pay attention to. I'm going to drop a half a unit on this and then a quarter unit on the next one, and I think you're going to like the next one too. So the rest of this play is Jamar Chase with 70 yards and a touchdown. So we're going to go both of these guys to get 70 and a touch, and that puts us at a total of plus 323. So we're going to drop a half a unit on that. It's not tremendous odds, but it's an easier play to pull off, right? So we're going to go a half a unit here. All right. So that's a half a unit to win 1.6 units, right? So there's that one. Now, where it gets juicy, this is the ladder. This is the top rung of the ladder. Jamar Chase 100 yards. And where's the 2 touchdowns? You already know. It's both of those guys, 100 yards and 2 touches. Same guys, Derrick Henry and Jamar Chase. So let's see. Here we go. 2 touches. Man, Derrick Henry. And this is where we're going to get into like some big money if this thing hits. Where the hell is his? There he is. All right. My bad, y'all. Bear with me. So this one, we're going to drop a quarter unit on this one to win 13 units, 100 yards and 2 touches each from Jamar Chase and Derrick Henry. Now, again, I know you're probably saying, yeah, okay, well, those guys, yeah, well, is it predictable that anybody can be predicted to get 102 touches? No, it is not, but I'm going with these 2 guys because these are guys who are
especially
prime.
not
The
together.
matchups are great.
And these are 2 guys that have done it before for us when
Right.
Chad has called it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just adding that in there.
Right. And the other thing is too, like the matchups I think are great in these situations. You've got
What was the first yardage number? My bad to cut you off. What was the
70
I know you're doing
and a
100
touch.
here, 70
Yeah,
and a
70
touch,
and a touch for the bottom rung of the ladder, and then
Gotcha.
102 is the top rung of the ladder. Yep.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead. Talk about the matchups. My bad.
So Derrick Henry against this Chargers defense. Speak to it a little bit, AG, because you dig into these matchups routinely, and this is one that the Titans should be able to run the ball pretty well at will against the Chargers.
This is one of those fun, perfect matchups here where the strengths of one unit of the side of the football is the weaknesses of the other unit. So the Chargers, they don't want to run the ball. They can't run the ball. Austin Eckler has like all of 250 rushing yards all season. He's been an absolute dog, but he doesn't run the ball. And the Titans, they can't stop anybody in the passing game. Their secondary is depleted, not very good at all. Then on the flip side, you got the Titans, who obviously just want to run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They have no weapons to throw to. Tannehill's a statue back there nowadays compared to what he used to be, at least. He used to be able to move just a little bit. But and the Chargers, they're bad at stopping the run. Just horrible. They're like bottom 5 in the league. So yeah, it's like the perfect matchup for like, both offenses to do whatever they want in this game, and the defenses to really be struggling, or the defenses to just sell out on their weaknesses. And then the other thing happens, like
Right.
Austin Eckler ends up having 70 rushing yards today because the defense is just selling out in zone,
Right. Right.
So there's two ways to look at that. But yeah, no, I do think that Derrick Henry should have a big game against this Charger. I mean, we've been waiting on Derrick Henry. We've been waiting on it a couple weeks now, where we've tried to call it. We've tried to call that spot where he finally gets back right to his MVP form that he was in the beginning of the season, where he was killing and making us bank. I mean, not even really the beginning of the season, but like middle season, and then he just kind of fell off a little bit. But it's because teams are stacking the box. They can't do anything in the passing game, so it's not a threat. And they could everybody just keyed in on Derrick Henry every single play. The cornerback is out there not even looking at the receiver. He's looking at Derrick Henry, waiting for a pitch or something or a screen, and he's still having success. It's not like he's just like been terrible. He's having success, but they're having to like pass him the ball and stuff. So that could worry me in terms of the yardage. He's been getting a lot of yardage in like receiving game and stuff like that because they have to switch it up somehow because the boxes are stacked. But this is the right matchup for it. Yes, to answer your question.
But I'm hoping that Mike Vrabel has a little bit of a come to Jesus moment this past week, where you look at the Titans and Derrick Henry had I think he had 120 yards at halftime, and then they just abandoned the run completely. We had him as a 125 and 2 touchdown play last week, and he ended up with 122 and 1, and he didn't get the ball on the goal line. When he could have, and they had an opportunity.
Shout out to Naaman Washington.
The rock there. Yeah, shout out. But so this is what I'm looking at. I'm thinking, okay, you're on the brink of getting bounced out of the playoffs because of the way that you've been playing here the last few weeks. Time to go back to the bread and butter. And what better way to do it than do it against a team that struggles against the run? And this time, maybe let's not abandon the run at halftime when we're actually having success with it. Because what I watched the last half of that game last week is multiple 3-and-outs where it's just Tannehill incomplete, Tannehill incomplete, Tannehill incomplete. Tannehill for 3 yards to somebody, Tannehill incomplete, Tannehill incomplete. It was extremely frustrating to watch, knowing that we needed 3 yards out of Derrick Henry, and they were doing everything they could to avoid feeding the rock to a monster who just gets stronger as the game goes on. That's the thing that was so frustrating about it. And so I'm hoping that maybe they went back and now we've talked about it before. You can never assume rational coaching, but I think it's easier to assume rational coaching when you're muted. It's easier to assume rational coaching when irrational coaching has gotten their ass in a bind, and only rational coaching will get them back out of it. I'm hoping, like I said, that this has been a moment of reflection this last week for Mike Vrabel, and that they can actually get their act together. And then Jamar Chase is just a monster. He's finally back, really kind of clicking with Joe Burrow, and this is Joe Burrow time. We've seen it 2 years in a row now, where the Bengals struggle to start the season, and then they just catch fire and look out below because they're just dropping bombs on people. And this Buccaneers team, I think Tampa Bay keeps this thing close, but I think it ends up being somewhat of a shootout.
I got good news for you too. Tampa Bay is 26th in the league in terms of how many passing touchdowns they allow compared to the rest of the league.
Right.
So
let's go.
They allow 66% of their touchdowns against to be coming in the air, not through the run. So,
yeah. And Burrow has 20 games in a row with a touchdown pass too. So, So
and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are both banged up. I forget if you mentioned that in the beginning, but they're both banged up. One of them at least is probably going to play, but we don't know how confident Burrow is in them or how open they'll be able to get themselves. They might just be out there running as distractions, as we say sometimes. So,
yeah. So that's my play. I'm done cutting in. It's all you from here on out, AG. Break it down. What you got for us?
Well, what game are we at? We skipped over a bunch. So
so I can go back. We were Pittsburgh and Carolina is where we kind of left off.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Mike Tomlin, he needs to win to keep his streak alive of never having a losing season as a head coach in the NFL. Yeah. Right. This is a must win in order to keep that alive here. So Yeah, what are they, 5-8? And honestly, man, Carolina hasn't shown me anything to be a favorite in this game. I know they're at home, so that's what's doing it. I mean, it's a short home favorite here, under a
Mm-hmm.
field goal, which makes it attractive. But I'm going Steelers here. But I'm not going to take the Steelers spread. I'm going to take the Steelers money line, and we have that in a parlay, which
Yep.
we'll get to at the end of the show once we go through the rest of these games real quick. But yeah, man, Steelers all the way. I think in this game they've shown a lot lately. Defenses come around a little bit. They've been able to move the ball a little bit. Run game, Najee Harris, kind of here now. It was non-existent
Yeah.
for the first half of the season. And the Panthers, I mean, what have they shown to deserve this compared to the Steelers? Like, the Steelers have been playing some hard-fought games. I think they have their number in this one, and I think that putting that spread under a field goal for the Panthers at home makes it attractive. I think it might be a nice bet for people that aren't looking too deep into it, because the Steelers they have been a wash. And in terms of anybody betting, betting the Steelers has been a wash. It's not like you're just looking for the Steelers game and what their line's going to be. I can't wait to take the Steelers this week. Like, you don't want to usually.
Well, especially not with Mitch Trubisky now. Yeah.
I mean, that definitely takes a hit. That probably plays a role in this. But I like them still, even though they're underdog. I'll take them at plus money.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Where do you think the plays come from? I mean, I'm looking at Najee Harris at plus 155 for a touchdown, Pickens at plus 340.
I mean, it could be a 6-3 type of thing.
Right. It could be.
I'm not ruling out. I'm not ruling out 6-3.
Yeah, we saw one of those AFC North games go like that yesterday.
Come up on top. Yeah,
your boys got it handed to him yesterday. You called that though. Did
you see what I tweeted the other day? Yeah, no, I mean, not the other day. Last night, I was like, perhaps I should not have loaded up on touchdowns in this game of all the games.
Right.
I looked back at it and I was like, damn, I loaded up on this. Like, in my defense, I didn't think that all of the parlays were going to make it through the Vikings-Colts game. So I was just like, all right, we'll have a chance if I diversify the next two games, So,
man.
But then all of them made it through, and I was like, oh shit,
if the Ravens had like one more timeout,
game that's gonna kill a couple of these lays.
Right. If the Browns had like one more, if the Ravens had one more timeout, maybe we get to see Nick Chubb get a couple of carries inside the 20 there late, because he was just grinding at the end of that game, just turning up the yards, and we got our yardage hit, but we never got that touch.
We needed one more yard for the 100 to hit too. That would have hit both of them. That'd have been huge. Yeah, like Chad said, we were like a couple plays going our way away from like 100 units profit.
Massive day. Massive day.
But we still ended plus 1.35. We're not in the red, and that plus 135 is with another bet pending that's coming into Sunday with our teaser that's going to be 6 units today. So that could be a 6-unit play from Saturday essentially by the end of this.
All right, so Cowboys, Jags. What you are you still on the Steelers? And
I'm kind of feeling the Jags here.
Yeah,
I feel like the Cowboys got to have a letdown at some point. No.
Yeah, and I told you yesterday it was last week against the Texans where they almost lost. They had to go like the length of the field. I know, but I'm just saying. You're saying that wasn't enough of a wake up call. They still got to take an L. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it might be just next week. They might just set it up for next week. Yeah. If the Eagles lose and the Cowboys win, then next week, Christmas Eve, is for all the money for the entire division. So that could be the setup. And that's the reason that I'm staying away from taking any Eagles spread there, or Eagles money line or anything. But yeah.
Here's what's crazy about it. And we've talked about this before, right? Where like you have these inside the division games that have like a certain, just the matchups are different. Like the way that these teams play against each other is completely different from how they play outside the division. And so you can have the Texans who go toe to toe with so many of these teams in the NFC East, and then the Jags, they took the L week 1 against Washington. They took the L week 4 or 5 against Philadelphia. I don't know. I'm seeing and then they lost by 6 to the Giants. They are 0-3 against the NFC East. So what you're saying is they're going to get their one win against the NFC East against the Cowboys, who have one of the best teams in the NFL, and the matchup is kind of crazy where if there's one weakness that the Jacksonville Jaguars have, it's, and you go back to that Philadelphia game where they just destroyed Trevor Lawrence from the second quarter on. I think they jumped out to an early lead, Jacksonville did, and then from that point on, it was just Hassan Reddick and like just sack after sack and strip fumble and Miles Sanders running it down their throats and everything. So I could see a big day from Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in this game with a big day from that Dallas defensive line just getting after Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me be clear. I'm not backing the Jags completely. I backed them last week and it panned out. And one thing I've learned, especially this season, is you don't back the Jags 2 weeks in a row. It'll bite you in the ass because they're very flip-floppy and inconsistent. Yeah. So, listen, I like them as a lean, but I'm not saying that they're going to come out and win this game at over 3.5. I mean, at over the field goal. I kind of like them there, but yes, this can also be a game where the Cowboys come out and just steamroll them. So, you know, I'm not fully confidently backing them, but I would lean that way if I had to call it personally.
Yeah,
I tried to get my boss into taking some bets yesterday. He's a Cowboys fan, but he's a little nervous too. He wouldn't take anything, so I was throwing him numbers left and right all night last night, and he wouldn't take anything. And that was like, I was like, all right, so at least you're seeing it too. I'm not the only one seeing that the Jags have a real shot here. I mean, I just think they can exploit that secondary. Trevor Lawrence has been playing out of his mind. So,
yeah. So the Cowboys, they still have that meeting the second to last week of the season with Tennessee left on the schedule. But so far against the AFC South, a 54-19 win over Indianapolis. And then, yes, granted, they did almost choke it away last week against Houston. But
yeah, but that game against the Colts till halftime. I mean, at this point, it's more about, at this point, after what we saw yesterday, it's more about what the Colts are able to do in the second half than it is about the Cowboys necessarily improving in the second half. I'm being honest.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
After what we saw yesterday, that makes it seem like it's just a Colts thing and that the Cowboys didn't really do anything different in the second half. They just, you know, there was enough time off the game for the Colts to just wear out, you know?
Yeah, I got to pull this up. I just got to see. So the Colts have been outscored 39-3 yesterday. And then what was the score in the second half against Dallas? 33-6. So they are a combined 72-9 in the last 2 weeks in the second half.
They had a bye in between?
They're down 72-9 in the no. I'm saying the last. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. They had a bye in between. Yeah.
Oh, it was a bye. Okay, yeah. So then it's 72-6 in the last two games.
72-9. No, 72-9 in the second half.
72-9.
Yeah.
See, that's my point. I don't think they did anything necessarily amazing. It was just they got the Colts in the second half. It's what they do apparently.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. I like Dallas to cover this, but we'll see where it lands. All right, so we're going to stay away from this Arizona-Denver game because it's disgusting.
Oh, yeah, no way. Dude, if you're betting that, send me the tickets. I want to see what the hell you guys came up with because that's disgusting.
We went through Tennessee and the Chargers. We went through the Raiders and the Patriots. We went through the Bengals and the Bucks. So now we are on to the last handful of games we're actually on to the Sunday night game. The Giants and the Commandos.
We went through the other ones? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we went through everything. Already, yeah, it's a short week. Yeah, it's a short.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
So
I was looking. I'm like,
Giants,
damn, with 40 minutes in, and we're on the night game. That never happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're motoring on through. We're also not taking a bunch of straights. I mean, you go back to like the first week we started doing this. We took like 57 straights right off the gate.
I'm also not giving out. I'm also not giving out like a ton of analysis behind these, even the parlays. Like, I didn't have time this week to like get the numbers together off the top of my head. I like have an idea what's going on in my head, but I don't have the numbers in front of me to like give to everybody. So I don't want to just start blurting stuff out. But that's true. That does take up a lot of the time too. But like I said, we're taking an easy day today, man. It's like if you're a sales guy and you cashed out from Monday to Thursday, like Friday, you're gonna go knock some doors. But like if you don't get a sale on the first 5, you're just gonna like go home and take a W week, you know.
Every Friday beginning at noon is National Salesman's Holiday.
Yeah, right.
I ran into somebody one time
boy,
at a store or something like that, and she was like, because she knew she's in sales too. She's like, "Oh, it's National Salesman's Holiday for you too." And I was like, "Oh man, I'm just coming to pick something up. Like, I got to get back to work." No,
That's
not
funny.
really. I was taking the rest of the day off too.
So funny story.
Nobody's answering calls anyway. You're not getting any.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You're not getting anything sold at 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday. Nobody's buying anything.
So me and my boy Hunt, shout out to Hunt. He happened to be right in the chat as we're talking about this. As I look, he said FanDuel is shaking in his boots. Let's go get him, fellas. Hell yeah, shaking in his fucking boots. But
yeah.
Me and Hunter, we sold pest control together in door to door in Houston for a summer, and there was this one day, and he's gonna start laughing when he hears this. But there was this one day where we had a solid week. Like we each had a couple good sales, whatever, throughout the week, and it was Saturday, and we would go out on Saturdays. The only day off that we were taking that whole summer was Sundays. So Saturday we were out knocking doors, but on this day we just woke up and we were just like, yo, it's been a solid week. We're tired, like, whatever. So we were like, yo, if we all knock one door, we were all going to me and Hunter were going to these regular these guys that wanted us to come back at that time to talk to the family or whatever. So we had our appointments, and then the other guy that was in the car with us that would always ride with us, he was just a shark. Like he was like the kind of guy that was just like, we were driving around, he's like, oh, that house. He would just knock it and sell it. Like he's just, he was a shark. He would kill it. We called him the boy wonder because we were always wondering how the fuck he's doing this shit. And so I get to my appointment. I sell them. They were waiting outside because I knew it was going to be quick. We get in the car. My boy Hunter goes to his appointment, sells them. My boy Jake goes, all right, I'm going to pick a random ass house in this neighborhood and I'm going to sell them. And we're going the fuck home. We're drinking, chilling, having a day for Saturday. Dude, he picked the most random house, knocked that shit, sold it in 20 minutes. We were on our way home, stopped for some beers, had a day.
That's hilarious.
It was just funny that I had mentioned that joke, and then Hunter's in the chat right there, and that's exactly how we did it that one day. Shout out to Nate too, with me on the Jags.
Yeah, speaking of sales, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our sponsor, Master Focus. Get your Master Focus at Try Master Focus on Twitter. The one and only Hotep Jesus.
TryMasterFocus.com.
The completely natural, 100% herbal nootropic.
I'm telling you, man, you guys got to take the red pill.
Got to knock it out. It's right here.
I'm going
to show y'all. Yeah, see, look, I got mine right there. Look at that. There you go.
Got to take the red pill.
So that and also want to.
You want to go up 17 units?
Phil Foster Fitness.
Yeah, shout out Phil Foster. You want to go up 17 units and look like a unit? TryMasterFocus.com, PhilFosterFitness.com.
All right. So, speaking of making FanDuel shaking their boots, I don't know if you got anything on this Giants Commanders game, but I know that you've got a couple of more big time, heavy odds parlays up your sleeve. So let's get into it and let's build.
Yeah, no, I didn't really look too closely into this night game yet. I probably will beforehand if we need to. Like if today goes south and we're like down to like 14, 13 units, whatever on the week, which isn't bad anyway. But if it does go that way, then I'll think about, trying to throw in a saver. We got oh, that reminds me, dude. Saturday night football last night, we got fucked, man.
Oh gosh, man.
We had a plus it was at least a 13 unit hit.
1 yard
on a 1 unit play. And they gave McKenzie everything hit. It was a 6-leg parlay, 5 out of 6 hit. McKenzie got that catch on the last drive. They gave him 26 yards. So it looked like it hit. I was like, oh shit. I was about to go post it on Twitter. We hit. Let's go cash another one. Another 13 units. We were going to be at 30 units for the week going into Sunday.
They took 2
yards away and gave him 24 so that I couldn't hit. So that was cool.
We went from 1 yard over to 1 yard under hitting that thing. And it was a 10-1 odds on that parlay, on that 6-leg parlay. And the 5th leg was literally 1 yard away, man.
No, it hit, and then they just were like, "Wait,
yeah, it hit, and then
guys,
they unrung the bell."
A lot of people took McKenzie today.
Right, exactly. Yeah, run it back. And then they called
up. Trio, good.
No, I was saying, then they called that DB. Right, they called that DB, and they're like, "Hey, if they try to hit McKenzie deep, you just tackle his ass. don't let him catch up."
Dude,
he would have hit that too. And he got that PI it was devastating.
That
But
one got
anyway.
me too because I actually my one coworker, you know, she was watching me do the show yesterday in the morning, so she comes out. She knows that I've been doing it, and you know, she's given me dollars before to just like throw around because she likes to gamble. She likes like the lottery and stuff like that. And I told her I don't really do any of that. I can't put any thought behind it. But she gave me $1 yesterday. She was like, "What can you make this turn into?" And I was like, all right, I'll build some shit for the night. I was like, watch my section real quick. I'll build something. So I built a little play. It was 6 legs. It was $1 to win her 43. And I said, I'll put $1 too. So, you know, I put $1 also because I wanted to have some skin in the game with her. So we each put $1 on for a $43 win. So that's like a 43 to 1.
Right.
And all we needed was a McKenzie touchdown by the end of it. So that could have hit it right there too. Damn. Is what it is though.
Yep. All right. So let's build.
Yep.
What we got?
All right. So we did the we only did the touchdown one so far, right? The two touchdown one.
Two touchdown.
That's the only one we've done. Yeah. So that 2 touchdown one, in case anybody wasn't here for that, is Kevin Harris, Miles Sanders, and who do we have? Kevin Harris, Miles Sanders, and Jamal Williams for 2 touchdowns each. We round robined it and also took it straight. So on the round robin, we did 0.12 for a 2x3, 0.12 units, and then we did 0.14 units on the regular. If all 3 get 2 touchdowns, we're up 55 units on those plays on a half unit play. But if only 2 hit, we're still making money on that. So
that's right.
That you know, I'm cool with that. And then
go back. You can rewind after we're done here. You can rewind.
Yeah, and I'll post them on Twitter after. Link is in the description box. So go ahead and follow on Twitter as well at moo_sports, MOO_sports. Shout out to Natasha Kayleen. Happy Sunday to you as well. And so that's that play. And then the other one I like. Sounds good. Yeah, that's it right there. If you want to just copy and paste that, or the link is right down low as well in the description. So. But yeah, let's go to these to this Lions game. Remember, I told you we got a play for the Lions coming up.
Yep.
But we're gonna take them for their points. I just think they're gonna be able to score way more. Not way more, but more than people expect against this Jets defense. Once they get down to the red
hit
zone,
all of these yesterday.
Efficient.
Yeah, you hit all of these.
Yeah, yesterday. Man, we only missed those 2 touchdowns. That was 5 out of 7 on a what was it, 250 to 1 play, and we hit 5 out of 7.
That was insane. Woo. That was
So
I was loving
this
it.
one. This one is
Lions
cut in half. It's 112 to 1. So cut in half a little there, but it's a nice one still juicy. So we're going to over 20.5 points.
21.5 now.
Ooh, they moved it up.
Yeah.
I'm locked in at over 20.5. If they score 21, I sincerely apologize, everybody. I'm locked in on 20.5. But let's play it anyway. I think they get it. I wasn't taking 20.5 thinking that they're going to get 21 for the win anyway. So I think they 30. Get around 24, 27. So, so we'll take it anyway. And then I got DJ Chark for a touchdown in this one.
Oh, okay. My man, LSU's own DJ Chark. Let's go.
Do you agree with that? I mean, I already locked it in, so I'm not switching it up. This is my play, but
well, I mean, so he was the one. He was the one last week. We thought we had an Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown.
I thought I saw the 4, and I was like, oh, it was just. And then I was like, nope,
it's just 4. It's not 14. It was 4.
Yeah. But dude, I'm getting excited over here, man. This is a huge futures hit for Argentina right now. Keep the ball rolling, man.
What's the score?
2-0, 65th minute.
2-0. Oh wow, yeah, it's over, man.
Yeah.
All right,
but I mean, there's enough time. Argentina almost lost that game to who were they playing? I don't know. I got too much stuff in my head, but they were up 2-0 and the Netherlands. They tied it up, went to PKs.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not in the bag yet. But yeah. So I got DJ Chark and then 20.5 for the Lions, and then we're gonna go to the Pittsburgh Steelers money line.
All right.
With a Deontay Johnson touchdown.
Steelers money line. Deontay Johnson. All right.
Yep. And then we're going to go to the Chargers game. And we're going to take Keenan Allen for a touchdown.
Okay.
And we're going to take the Chargers over 23.5 total points as well. Teams have been lighting up the Titans. I think the Chargers can do this with ease. 24 points for the Chargers against this defense. Come on. Give me that all day. We just need Keenan Allen.
right.
We just need the right touchdown scores. That's what it came
Right.
down to yesterday. That's what it's going to come down to today. But that's it right there. For I'm going for a quarter unit. You know, we don't even need to risk a lot. Quarter unit wins you about go ahead.
27 units. 27 and a quarter units.
I'll take that. I'll take that, you know, any day of the week.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Real quick, y'all, I'm gonna go grab a water if you want to just bullshit for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go through these games real quick because I have, you know, we got my my little trusty computer model dog catcher and
That'll
whatnot. Work. I'll go through these games and just kind of break them down. We're at that point of the show here. So we talked about it already. I kind of like the Falcons to cover in this game. I like the Saints to win, but I like the Falcons to cover. But I'm staying away from it. I'm not betting this one. I'm just telling you where I'm leaning on these, but I'm staying away from that one. The Lions and the Jets. I don't really like either of these teams, but I do kind of favor the Lions. I'm still kind of wondering why, with Zach Wilson coming back in at quarterback and Mike White out, why the Lions aren't the favorite here as well as they've played lately. So I'm actually taking the Lions in this one. I've got Detroit favored in this game. They should be favored. And this game should be a lot closer than most games. I think the spread is right. I just think it's the wrong side. You know, I think it should be Detroit favored by 1.5. This Chiefs Texans game, I'm heavy on the Texans to cover this. The Chiefs have this way of playing down to their competition, and especially this game being on the road, being in Houston. You saw what Houston did last week in Dallas. That was crazy. They damn near handed the Cowboys a very unexpected loss, but I was on Houston in that game as well. I liked that spread. I thought it was way, way too high. And I think this is the same kind of situation here. I actually picked this one on the early picks show. So I'm really invested in this one. I don't know about that money line. You know, 730 is very tempting, but I'm not gonna maybe like a quarter unit or something like that on that money line. But I don't like the Texans to actually win this game, but I do like them to keep it close. This Eagles-Bears game, same thing. I like the Bears to keep this close. I do like the Eagles to still continue winning and setting up some matchups in the NFC East the last few weeks to kind of make it interesting going into the playoffs. But I like the Eagles to win, but I like Chicago to cover here, and I like Justin Fields to be the reason why that happens. Pittsburgh and Carolina, I'm kind of with AG here. I would love to be on the Steelers. I just don't know with Mitchell Trubisky, and then, I mean, hell, we could see the return of Mason Rudolph today. I'm staying away from this one completely because we see Carolina. They can be very Jekyll and Hyde, and I know they've gone through. It was just like their fourth quarterback. I don't know. I don't trust either one of these teams right now with the quarterback situation. That's kind of where we are in the NFL right now. If you look at it, you have a handful of teams who still have their starting quarterback, and everybody else is on their second or third string guy. All those guys are banged up. And so much of what the NFL is built around goes through the quarterback, which is why they do all this stuff. And I know everybody criticizes, I'm one of them, that, you know, why these guys are like basically playing in skirts where if you touch the quarterback, breathe on them, especially if it's a high profile quarterback, you know, you're getting a 15-yard, you might even get ejected. This is part of the reason why, because nobody wants to see this type of quarterback matchup. And the Denver-Arizona game is even is just as bad, if not worse. Dallas and Jacksonville. Now, this is one where you get a premium quarterback matchup, as much as you can say so with a second-year guy like Trevor Lawrence. He's been playing really, really well. Dropping a bunch of touchdowns. I think it's like 8 touchdowns or so in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's really putting it together. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, I think, are going to do just enough, because I think they're going to be able to lean on that running game with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott just getting it done. I think the Cowboys win this game. AG likes Jacksonville to cover, maybe even to hit that money line and win this game outright. I don't see it. I see Dallas getting after Lawrence enough to make his day hell, even though it's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville hasn't played that great at home. And so I like Dallas to win this game by 3.5. The model has them favored by 4.5. and that goes for, so the one that I will say with that Chicago Philadelphia game where I'm going against the model, Philadelphia actually should be favored by like 11.5, but I'm still rocking with Chicago. I may regret that, but that's kind of the way I'm going. This Denver Arizona game, the model, you can just pretty much throw it out the window because the model does not take into account Brett Rippon versus Colt McCoy at quarterback. There's so many injuries, and these two teams are just kind of playing out the string at this point. Neither one of these teams is really at their best across the board, especially not at the quarterback position. So I'm pretty much avoiding this one. This Raiders-Patriots game is kind of interesting. The Raiders are still sort of mathematically alive, but I think if you look at how the matchups play out, it would have to be some crazy stuff up ahead of them falling apart for them to actually, and they'd have to win out for them to actually make the playoffs. But they are playing better. They're in a position to kind of build on this last half of the season and kind of build some momentum. And you've got some guys who are kind of auditioning for, remaining part of this franchise, because there may be some moves made in the offseason, either letting some guys go or maybe even making a trade or two here or there. The Raiders were very active this past offseason. I could see the same kind of thing happening this offseason. And so the guys who are there remaining are trying to build a little chemistry and show a reason for remaining there. But then you got Belichick and the Patriots. They're in the playoff hunt, very, very thick. And, this is one of the teams the Raiders have to beat and have to surpass. And they need a little help from to make the playoffs. So this matchup is really, really interesting. I like the Patriots to cover this 2.5 at least. In fact, my model has the Patriots should be favored by a touchdown in this game. So I'm big on the Patriots in this one. I don't know the way that the Raiders have played. They've either been like gangbusters or they just implode on themselves. And I'm seeing this being more of the latter than the former. We already talked about this Titans Chargers game. This is a great matchup for Derrick Henry and that running game against a very bad Chargers run defense. And I like that. I like that +3 for Tennessee. I do think that when you look at this again, going back to the model has Tennessee actually favored in this game. So I actually kind of like Tennessee on the money line. Chargers have been playing a lot better lately than they were earlier in the season, and so you kind of have to take that into account. I think that this is a great opportunity for Tennessee to get themselves right. Cincinnati, Tampa Bay. I've got Cincinnati covering this 3.5. I really like the Buccaneers in this spot, but I don't know. Cincinnati is finally getting healthy. Everybody's kind of coming together, and Burrow and Chase are playing really well together. And that running game isn't bad. Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine getting it done, and that defense for Cincinnati is very, very underrated. And who knows what we're going to see from Tampa Bay? Can they continue to wait until a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter to finally do something offensively every week? I don't think you can do that against the Bengals. You can do that against the Rams. You can do that against the Saints. You can't do that against this Bengals offense. And then tonight's game with the Giants and the Commanders, as much as I would love to go heavy on the Giants in this game and see them, pull it out and make their way towards the playoffs, I think they might cover, but I think the Commanders are playing their best football right now, and I see them winning this game. AG, welcome back, my man.
What's up?
Just in time. All right, so we got anything else to drop on the fine people before we head out of here?
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, let me see. 1 second. I'm just replying to something. I'll get right back to you in a second.
Okay.
My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. If we want to get into one more, so tomorrow night's game, Rams Packers.
Yeah, there you go.
Best of luck, people, if you are betting this game, because I am staying the hell away from it. I don't like it at all. It's disgusting. It's so gross. Baker Mayfield, Aaron Rodgers, not sure if he's really there or not. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And this is just a bad spot. So AG, what you got? Are you still texting?
Yeah, no, you're good.
All right.
Yeah, so what did we left off on that the one that ended with Keenan Allen touchdown and the Chargers over, right?
Right.
So we've done that one. Yeah, so that's a quarter unit, and then we did the other one, which was a total of half a unit. So we're at 75.75 units for so far. Let's get into the next one. We got Miles Sanders for just one touchdown, anytime touchdown, and 50 yards in the Eagles-Bears game.
All right.
And then
how much? 50 yards?
50, yeah. Sweet and simple.
Yeah.
Could probably go higher if you like him better. I wouldn't recommend against going a little higher in this matchup, but I'm keeping it nice and light. Then we got Zeke for a touchdown in the Cowboys game.
I like it. We already talked about that. That I think this is a day for the Cowboys running game.
Yeah. So I did an interesting one here. So we're taking Zeke for a touchdown, but we're taking the Jags for their total points.
Oh, okay.
Over.
All right.
I think this is going to be a bit of a shootout. Both teams are going to be able to put up points here, in my opinion. The secondary for the Cowboys, we had Mike on. When we get off here, go check out the stream we did with Mike. It's on this channel right now. Mike's our resident Cowboys fan. He also has his own podcast, EMT Sports. Oh, I didn't know what Chad was. Thought he was telling me to be quiet because he had something to say. But yeah, we're taking the Jags here at over 21.5 with this with Zeke touchdown and Miles Sanders touchdown and 50 yards. And I don't have control of the thing, so I can't move this around or anything. But the only other play here is Keenan Allen for 60 yards receiving, and that should take us somewhere around plus 11-14. So somewhere around there. I'm sure it moved a little bit, but I'm going to put a unit on that one. I'm really confident in that one. I like this. I think the Jags are going to be able to put up points against that secondary that is depleted. Oh, that's what I was saying about Mike. He told me straight up. So like, he's a Cowboys fan, but he's a realist when it comes down to it. And he told me straight up, he was like, yeah, their Jags are going to torch the secondary. So we like Trevor Lawrence today. We like some receivers. But yeah, I like them to be able to put up some points. Even if the Cowboys are able to get this win, like I said, I'm not fully backing the Jags, but I think they can put up points and still lose. They've been doing it all season. So
my little brother's going to hate that because he's playing against Trevor Lawrence in fantasy, and he has gone from like first place in his league to like he desperately needs to win today, or he's out of the playoffs. He's going to get he's not even going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I had a bad fantasy year in my one league this year too. I'm the defending champ in this one league, and I started the season 5-1, and then I got the injury bug worse than the Los Angeles Chargers. And it was bad. And I think I finished 6-8.
Oh wow!
So I went on like a 1-7 run.
1-7. Damn you.
Yeah, but it got to a point where like it got to yeah. It got to a point though where like after I dropped like 4 straight, I wasn't even really trying to like dig into the waiver wire and everything. I kind of was just like, whatever.
Sounds like the same excuses you make in our NFL picks contest for Men of Order, where you forgot one week and then you just gave up.
That actually is legitimate though, because there's just no chance of coming back in that. What I'm saying is I kind of just was like, all right, I'm going to take the punches and I'm going to pick guys up on Sunday morning before 1:00 and set my lineup and see what happens. Like I didn't really want to put too much thought. Now here's where I got fucked on that, right? Last year, we were doing little, like, I forget what it was. I mean, for a couple of years, this is like my college friends. We have a fantasy league, right? We were doing like $25 leagues or whatever, and then this year, everyone was like, yo, we're all making big boy money now. Like, we're growing as shit now. Like, let's up this shit a little bit. So we upped it to 100. So we did $100 buy-ins for this one.
Oh, all right.
So, of course, I'm the defending champ of the fucking $10 buy-in league, or whatever the fuck it was. And now I just come out and this happens. And when I have to do my $100 buy-in, I basically spent my winnings on the buy-in.
That's awesome.
Just to lose.
Oh, shoot. That's great.
I got fucked by the flip of the coin on that,
Yeah.
All right. So while you were gone, Chad, the last play for this parlay is Keenan Allen for 60 yards receiving.
Okay. And that's it? Or you got something else in that game? It's just one piece.
It should
just one
bring
piece?
us around plus 11-14.
So just a 5-legger
we should get to. Yep.
50 yards, you said?
60.
60. Okay. All right. Well, that makes a difference. So what did you say it was supposed to? It's 11:53. Is that right?
11:53. Nice. Yeah, I was at 11:14. So 11:53. I'll take that. 11:53. I'm just writing them all in.
Uh-oh.
So
Is France trying to come back on you, man?
I'll take a 2-1.
It's 2-1. Yeah. Well,
Who scored? Did
I mean,
Mbappe score? That's the question.
I thought he did. Was that who it was?
Oh,
I don't
it
know.
was Mbappe.
It's in the other room. It was Mbappe.
All right.
Yeah.
So look, I ain't mad at that at all. Actually, I have a ticket in.
You got another play with that one?
Oh yeah, come on, you know it.
You got a Messi Mbappe play
I'm
or
the
something?
football guru. No, I'm just fucking around. No, my boy Jorge, my host at Tail, he sent me it this morning. He said, lock this in for us. Mbappe for a goal, Messi for a goal, Argentina money line.
Oh wow, that's a hell of a play right there.
We did $10 each to win 180 each. So they just gotta.
It's 2-2 by the way.
Oh, they just tied it up. Oh!
They equalized. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, bro. That's what I was telling you. Trying to lose.
So we took them to raise the cup though, not the 90 minutes. So that's the clutch part. So they could at least still win it in the PKs.
All right, let's wrap this up so I can go watch the penalty kicks with my mother-in-law.
Yeah, right.
So she's in there, going crazy for it. All right, so how many units we putting on this? A quarter or a half?
One unit on that at plus 11.
Oh, a full unit. All
plus
right, let's go.
11:14. Yep.
Let's go. No, 11:53.
And then 11:53 now. Yeah, that's what. Yep. My bad.
Yeah.
And then we got a six legger here. We're also going to do 1 unit on this as well. This is
see how much work he puts me through. He's like, oh, and then we got 6 units on this one. I know you already built it. I'm fucking with you. It's
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50 receiving yards.
All right, let's go. Where's Detroit? Here we go. How many yards? 60.
Yeah, damn. Mbappe got both of them. What a dog.
Yeah.
He's the truth. Yeah, no, 50.
Monster,
50 receiving yards for Amon-Ra, and then 40 rushing yards for Zonovan Knight.
50 and Zonovan Knight for how much?
40 rushing.
40. All right. Okay.
And then we got Trevor Lawrence for 200 passing yards. And Zeke for 40 rushing. Damn.
Okay, Lawrence.
Damn, now they got me nervous over here.
Yeah, bro, listen, that's starting to put that game pressure on somebody. So alt passing yards, how many yards is it? 200? Huh?
200 passing yards and 40 rushing
right.
yards for Zeke.
Zeke for 40.
And then AJ Brown for 50 receiving.
All right.
And Mike Williams for 40 receiving. Nice and easy one.
AJ Brown 50 and Mike Williams 40.
Yep.
Oh, wait, so we're going. That's a different game. All right. Where's the Chargers? There we go. So this is more of a low-hanging fruit kind of play.
Yeah, nice and easy. 1 unit to win about 3. What's it at now?
368. 368.
Yeah. 368. Yeah. So we'll take that.
Okay.
And then I have one more play, one more quarter unit touchdown play.
Let's go. Let's see it.
Which is going to be DeAndre Swift for an anytime touchdown.
All right.
Devontae Smith for a touchdown. And then after that, we're going CeeDee Lamb.
All right. Okay.
The next one after CeeDee is Josh Jacobs.
I like it. So
We're
I
gonna
was
ride.
wondering
We're
if
gonna
we're
ride
going to
that
put
train
him
out.
in because he's got I can't see him not being part of something today because I feel like he's
Right.
going to have a big day. Yeah.
Yep. And then Travis Kelce. He's been missing the end zone past couple weeks. They're gonna get back to him in the red zone.
Oh, is that right? Okay. All right. Is that it? Is
That
it
should take us to
5-legged?
somewhere around plus 4,650.
47-27. And was this a half a unit or a
47-27.
quarter unit? You said quarter unit?
Quarter unit.
Yeah, quarter unit to win 12, essentially. I like
Yep.
it.
So I'll take that. And I'm going
There
to
you
build
go.
one more that I'm going to drop on Twitter. We're going to play one more little 1 unit parlay probably that will
Okay.
drop on Twitter. So it'll be a total of somewhere around 5 units that we're risking. The worst case scenario, we're down to 13 for the week going into Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take that any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was some one, we had less games this week. 2, some of those games were shit. Like Falcons Saints, don't want to look there. Steelers Panthers, I know we got a couple plays in on there. I like the Steelers in the spot, but you don't really want to look too deep there. You got the Cardinals Broncos with 2 backup quarterbacks. You don't want to look there. You don't know what to expect from the Bucks right now. I mean, we're at that point in the season where there's not a bet everywhere. And you just got to really make sure you're not just giving your money back or giving your money away in the first place. If you weren't with us Thursday and Saturday, I'm sorry you missed the cashing out, but I wasn't going to just risk all of the money we just made for this week today on some of these games that I don't really love that much. It's a couple that I really love, but is what it is. So that I'm just explaining why it was a little bit less exciting of a show than the previous Sunday shows have been in terms of like how many bets we're getting in, how much analysis I put in. Like I took the night off last night, man. I didn't go super crazy in depth. We were up already, whatever, and we're gonna win at least one of these tonight too. So it is what it is. We win at least one of these, 2 of these, we're up big time on the week going into Monday night. So
for sure. Yep. And I want to say too that we gave you plenty of time now. You got an hour before kickoff of these games. You can go watch the penalty kicks in this World Cup final, and while you're doing that, you can be lining up your plays, and you just scrub through and find where we're building the plays, and they're all there for you. So we appreciate everybody for coming out and joining us live. Hopefully you got all your stuff built. Happy betting. Go share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're up well over 1,000 subscribers now, and we're trying to keep that going, keep that train going. And I don't know. Let's go get this money.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Peace,
Easy
y'all.
money, baby. Peace. Best of luck betting.
Yeah.